disagree.
Mhm.
Have you found, you said that you're very focused on rationality and reason. Have you found that it's impacted your ability to feel emotionally? Like, do you feel you might over reason now and not allow yourself to feel as much because that's feelings are inherently somewhat unreasonable sometimes?
Well, I like to contrast emotions with emotionalism. So I think that emotions are sort of these automatic reactions you get, right? So when you get sad, it's for you. It's an automatic reaction that you feel towards something, but the reason why you get those reactions is because of some value, something that you hold in your mind as a value. There's something triggered that cause, like, yeah, something is triggered that causes that emotion, right? So it is because of the values that you hold that certain emotions arise, right? Now I'm not talking about like if I were to like punch you and you feel the
Yeah,
emotion of pain, because that's a very automatic,
yeah.
it's kind of in our nature, in our by as animals. But I'm talking about those very human emotions, like for instance sadness. I think that sadness is caused a lot by, like when someone perceives something to happen, and it goes through this really fast sort of process in your head where it you perceive it, and then based on the values you hold, it creates an emotion.
Mm.
So emotions, I think, are really tied to reason and to what you think. Um, and so I think I think emotions are really essential, and that's in human life. And I think because they're so tied to what you think, that you should always consider why you are feeling a certain way, right? And that's the contrary to emotionalism, where you feel an emotion and you let that dictate what you're going to think next, what you're going to say next, or you use it as sort of you use it as like
You
a
use
bat.
that as the
You
reason.
use it as a weapon against the person that you are talking to, as a means to silencing them or to saying or to making them wrong in a way,
Yeah.
right? So I think that is what emotionalism is, and I'd like to contrast that with what I think emotion is, right?
Okay, I'd never heard that distinction in that way, and it actually it fits in well with some of the mindfulness stuff I've been doing about it's about responding, not reacting. You can feel the emotion, but it's about understanding where that comes from, and then you actually getting more control over it.
Yeah, I think it's really important that you know where your emotions are coming from, because then you can make very rational decisions about, well, how are you going to deal with this? Like let's say a loved one passes away or something, and you're extremely sad, and in that case, I mean, someone who has a very a, like a basic view of rationality, right? They might say, oh, well, it's always, it's always irrational to cry because crying doesn't get anything done. And well, no, I think in that case, it's completely acceptable. In fact, almost necessary to grieve because it's something that you lost that you really care about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a very justifiable, rational case to being emotional in a lot of different contexts.
I